it does feel like... I mean, it's so hard to judge, Jace, after one game, and he's been at the club for about 3 days. Yep. But it does feel like the players have taken to him and you know, responded positive. No?
We don't know yet. We don't know.
Face is saying
we
no.
do not know yet. The one thing he's got in his favour is he's young, so he can relate to these players. Like, and that is a huge part of modern football, where you can't really dig into players as much as you could back in the day. You have to find common ground with them and relate with them, and he can do that. And he's a great talker. I think I want to see the real Liam Rosenior. I want to see who he actually is.
I think we will see that when Chelsea start losing games.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just
sure.
feel like obviously it's gone well. You know, he's the manager of Chelsea Football Club, which I'm sure he didn't expect at this time in his career. Yeah. It's all positive. He's just come off the back of a 5-1 win. But I think we may get, when we start losing, which I know we will probably lose a couple of games, I think maybe we'll then see.
Yeah, well, that's what I want to see. Like, be your own man. Because at the moment, I don't know him and I don't... Yeah, I hope he does really well for various reasons, but I feel like he's kind of cosplaying what he thinks a top-level manager should be. And I just want you to just be yourself and be you. And by all accounts, we've talked to people who watch French football, he's a great communicator, he's a great motivator, and the football's decent that Strasbourg played as well. So I think he's got the tools to be a top manager, but at this level, you need to be a little bit nasty. You do need to be a little bit nasty. Not say that you're nasty, and not tell people that you're nasty, you're a bit crazy, but be nasty. You think about Pep Guardiola or Mikel Arteta or even Jurgen Klopp, they had that edge. And I want to see... we'll see it over time, but I want to see a bit more of an edge, and you don't need to shake every journo's hand. You don't need to do that. You don't. You actually don't. No one's going to slag you off for not doing it. Just sit down and assert your authority and let them know that you're there.
What do you mean by cosplaying what you think? So you think Liam is sort of trying to put across what everyone wants him to be?
What he thinks a top-level manager should do or say. So, for example, I feel harsh saying this. In the press conference, he talked about being arrogant, or I was just like, that word doesn't need to come out of your mouth in a press conference at Chelsea, because we know what that invokes. That makes you think about Jose Mourinho 2004. Don't need that comparison. Just be your own man, and maybe this is him. But I just get a sense that he's trying to play a part rather than just doing his job. And it will come over time. He's young, but he's a manager that, if it does go right, I think Chelsea fans will fall in love with him. I think he's got the ability to make you feel like it's us against them, us against the world. And that's what the best Chelsea managers have done. Whether it's Conte, Tuchel, Mourinho, they make you feel like it's Chelsea against everybody. Yeah. And from what I've seen from him in France, he's got the ability to do that. But just take a breath, be yourself.
I'm going to go back to Potter, because, you know...
Do we have to?
Well, I'm just going back to kind of looking at him and how I felt that the press conferences were something that he didn't enjoy, didn't look comfortable. And Liam Rosenior's gone in there, and there may well be a little bit of a swagger that, you know, hasn't quite backed it up yet with trophies or anything like that. Football will never change. It's about results.
Yeah.
It's about results. Give the results and everything else should fit in play. Give performances and results, things get better. You know, we'll find out over this next month, because of all competitions we've got, some huge games, massive games coming up for us. By the end of this month, we'll have a clearer picture, or certainly an idea about who he is as a manager, who he is as a person, and the little things that he does in press conferences, both before and after games. And quite excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the fans... I got slated, right, Jace, the other day. You messaged me because I basically said, just on the protest, I said that I don't believe that fans can do much, right? Like you said, the owners are here to stay. They're not going to sell up. So you're not going to stop going to games, realistically. I don't think there's anything that fans can do that will change anything, right? I don't believe.
I think on that, the impact, you never quite know. The impact that the fans will have, you never quite know how much they're going to listen. I think it's important fans do have a voice, because we are the lifeblood of that football club. Yeah. How much the owners will listen, depending on what football club.
Egbali doesn't care.
Well, we don't. Well, you'd like to think there is someone up at the football club, Egbali, Bowley, at that level, Winstanley, Stewart, whoever it might be, has an ear. And because they're not stupid, they'll hear the fans generally. There is certainly a feeling amongst the fans that there is scepticism about where this club's going. And I kind of get it. It's been a lot of managerial changes. Yeah. There's been so much money spent. I think what the fans want to do is just be heard. I think that is a step. And it's going to be a peaceful process from what I know. Yeah. I saw Liverpool when they raised their season ticket prices 3 or 4 years ago. The fans protested, the club listened, and they didn't increase them. So sometimes you do get heard.
I think, I think that's different though, because I feel like, the club can listen to that, but the club are protesting. They want they want the owners out. They want the sporting directors out, or they want them to answer.
But this is where I'm a little bit torn on it, because what is it that you're protesting? Because if I was to canvass a poll and ask these same fans that are going to protest on January the 17th how you felt about this ownership group and would you protest after the Arsenal game, I think you'd have less than half the people who are going to protest post going on a bad run. And I think that football is a results-dependent business. And when you're not playing well, people feel a certain type of way. But going into that Arsenal game, and even after that Arsenal game, oh my goodness, fan sentiment was at an absolute high. You couldn't get 15 people to go on, that's an exaggeration. But
end of November, there's no protest.
No protest. And
but it's amazing what can happen in a month.
Exactly. We know what happens in December to Chelsea. So, of course there's protests in Chelsea in January because we're terrible. But that's where I just want to kind of be careful in terms of. I agree. I don't love everything that's happening in the football club, and I wish these owners would go about it a different way. Yeah. But we've seen it at different football clubs. FSG out was a thing. Glazers out was a thing during the Fergie era. Kroenke out. Ratcliffe now is
out. Is a thing. There's a lot of that.
Yeah,
and we all want the best for our football club, and I think that the protests just perhaps they want a little bit more information. Communication it may be something they're after. Have a little bit of clearer idea about what the club looks like going forward. Yeah. Look, we're a football club that has had high standards for the last 20, 25 years, and those standards we've been spoilt as well, by the way. Yeah. We have been spoilt.
Yeah. That's one thing I was going to say was, like we saying about the protests, and I don't believe that fans shouldn't do it. That wasn't my point. I just was like, I'm not sure it's going to have the desired effect that they want. But one thing I did like was this was my point, is that you can have an issue with the ownership and the way the club is going, but you've also, I think, got to back the manager. That was my point. And actually, I think 100%. Fans made their voices very clear at the Fulham game and at the Charlton game. Liam probably wouldn't have enjoyed listening to the chants that were directed not at him, but obviously sat next to Behrad Eghbali. But they got behind him, and that was my only worry, was that are you not going to get behind the manager because you don't agree with the appointment?
No, it's Liam Rosenior's come here. He's manager of my football club,
and
I will absolutely back him. 100%. This is a tough gig.
Yeah.
And it's tougher now, maybe, and it's different now than it was 25 years ago, 30 years. It's a totally different football club now. He gets my backing, and I'll support him. And I will also criticise if I feel things have gone wrong, tactically on the pitch, team selection. That's what we do here. If we think things are wrong, we've said that many times. But he needs the fans.
Yeah.
He needs to know the fans, especially against Arsenal Wednesday night. He needs to know the fans are in his corner and we're shouting, screaming, biting, kicking for him.
Yeah, 100%. And he will get that, because Chelsea fans are loyal, and until you give them a reason, otherwise they will back the manager. It's just football. It's just results. Like, we beat Barcelona 3-0, and people will say, this model's working. Look at the top quality players we've got. We lose a few games, and all of a sudden the model's not working. It's football.
Fickle.
It's fickle, and don't get it twisted. I think this ownership group could just throw the fans a bone. If you just went out and got a centre-back that was over the age of 23, and you went and got
if you went and got a Mark Gay...
If you went and got a Mark Gay and an Osimhen, we would all shut up.
Yeah.
We would all be like, OK, cool. Yeah. And so they don't help themselves either in terms of this model. Does it work in terms of winning the biggest trophies? And I think there will be a slight shift maybe of the model. But no fan. We were lucky, and again, we don't have to get into details of it. We were the only fans of a top football club that loved our owner. We used to sing Roman Abramovich's name.
We still do.
We still do. That doesn't happen at any other football club.
Yeah.
Like, Man United hate their owners, Arsenal hate their owners, Liverpool hate their owners. We loved our owner, and so for us, it's uncertain ground we're on right now. We've never been here before, or for a long time, where we don't love the ownership group, and we're trying to figure out how to deal with it. We will come out the other side, and I do expect us to start winning major trophies again, because football's cyclical, and also we've got some of the best players in the world. Cole Palmer's one of the best players in the world. So is Caicedo. So is Cucurella. So is Esteval. We'll be fine, but I can understand the frustration from a group of the fans.